Hey everyone, it's me, Mike Marshall. I am so glad that you've got your own copy of FeatherQuest, and I'm here to show you today a little bit about how I intended for you to use it. So let's open it up. At the beginning, we got a nice table of contents that kind of walks us through the scoring, the challenges, some tools and resources in the back about some of Utah's habitats. There's some checklists, a little bit about me and the other photographers who helped make this book come to life, and then what's next for FeatherQuest. So I'm just going to walk you through kind of the meat of the book. And it's meant to be a game, get you outside. Hopefully you can have some fun, go on an adventure. That's how I see birding. To me, it's just like real life Pokemon. And so here we go. Like I have the scoring table right here, and you'll notice that you can keep track of your points. These are little buckets of 5. You can do cross that way and X for 2, line down for 3, line over 4, and then shade it in for 5. So if you're into keeping score, this is a fun component of the book. When you get to 1,000 points, that's basically when you've won the game. Getting down here to True Legend requires that you're out there all the time and you're finding some pretty rare birds here in Utah. So this could be a lifetime achievement to get down here, but maybe you shoot for the first quest and see what happens. Some people even start their bird counts over again every year so they can keep playing. So I'll let you decide how you want to play. I mean, that's the most important thing, is there is no right way to play this game, and there's no right way to bird. I'll just give you a few recommendations and tell you what works for me. So then we have the schedule. I've taken all the birds in Utah and divided them into 52 weeks. So your goal is to go out and find one of these families. We'll just take week 5, for example. Week 5 is the falcons. When you get your book, it might be July, it might be August. It doesn't really matter where you're at. Just go ahead and start with whatever date range, and then you can loop back around when the year wraps up. No need to wait for year 1 or try and start in year 1, because if you do, birds migrate, and I've tried to do my best to optimize when you can find them. So week 5, falcons, and we can see we have 4 targets. And the goal is not to find all 4 of these falcons, but just to find one of the falcons. And after you found them, so say I went out during this time, give or take a week, and you find your falcon, you can come in here and cross it off. So say I found the kestrel. We can cross it off. We can mark that we found it here. And that signifies that I found the kestrel during this time frame. And again, I mentioned it, but the traditional rules are give or take a week. So you could always be playing the week ahead or the week behind. If you want to do 2 weeks or something, that's fine too, but I know we travel, we get busy. So don't worry too much about getting it exactly, but try and follow some sort of pattern, set your own guidelines. Don't be jumping from 5 to 40 to 13. Try and find some sort of guidelines. Again, my personal rule is give or take a week. So I found the kestrel. I mark it down here. I can hop over to the back checklist where we have all of the birds. They're again sorted by commonality, so the uncommons, the rares, the legendaries, the mythicals, and the commons. So they're each worth different points. So the common birds are worth 1 point, the uncommons are worth 2, rares are worth 4, these legendary or occasional birds are worth 6, with the mythical being worth 10. And I also have a tracker key that has all the different habitats. You can read about those habitats here and see, for example, desert shrubland, some great places, maybe the Bonneville Salt Flats, Hanksville, Little Sahara. I've listed about 5 of each of the prime locations that you could try and go birding to see the birds in these habitats. And that's important if we go back and look at our kestrel. So let's go mark him off. So our kestrel here is done. You can see he's got a little 5. That means he's from the week 5 group. And there is a little sun snowflake, meaning he is here year round. And we have this little wheat tear thing. And if we look that up, that means we're going to find him in the grasslands or on the prairie. So that's how that key works. with the habitats and the birds. I got my kestrel marked off. Back at the beginning too, where we have the schedule, I can go and mark off the falcons. Yep, we got week 5 done. And if you want to do an X, I like to do an X sometimes too. Make sure you're using a ballpoint pen because gels will smear everywhere. And then we have 11 points because we got our kestrel and we got the week. So if I wanted, I usually do the groups of 10 first. So if we go 10, we would just carry that line over to here. And then we would fill these in. Because those are our 10 points. Again, each box is worth 5. And then our 11th point, turn that into an X. So got our points logged. So that's how the gameplay goes. Typically, you'll look for your challenge bird, you'll find it. If you find a bird out of week, like while we were hunting around for our kestrel, say we ran into something a little more rare, say we ran into this golden eagle. Well, it wasn't quite eagle week, but we still saw him, so we want to mark that. Highlighter works great here. What I like to do is if I find them during the week that they're supposed to, I'll usually do an X just so I know. And if I find them another time, I'll go with the slash. That's just, again, no way to do it, but something I found that it works for me. So I got a golden eagle, and you'll notice that one had a diamond rather than the feather. So it means he's not a common bird. The golden eagles are actually uncommon. So in the back, when I go to cross him off, he's not going to be on the common list. He's going to be an uncommon gem. And we look and we find the golden eagle. There he is. And we are going to mark him off. Okay. And then we'll flip back. And again, the gems are worth the uncommon 2 points. So then I would flip over here and mark off 2 more. 1, 2. Awesome. So again, that's kind of how the scoring works. As you go finding birds, you'll get more points. And as you do the weekly challenges, you'll get those bonus 10 points. But on top of those ways, there are a few other side quests that you can do. Some of these are finding your first uncommon bird. Well, that was actually our first uncommon bird too, with the golden eagle. So we'll cross that one off. And we'll go give ourselves 10 more points. So I'll come forward here, draw this fun pattern design with the 4, and we'll cross off the 10. We are cruising right along. Okay. So we have these fun side quests here. Other ones include things like visiting all of those habitats I was talking about and going to seeing different behavior, like maybe seeing your first bird of prey soaring or seeing a bird building a nest, observing a bird feeding its chicks, finding a bird that's completely underwater, diving and migration. And then we have some photography quests for taking pictures and sharing those pictures, and some social quests to jump online and interact with our community, helping somebody bird, or going and doing a conservation project, a few things to help you get engaged in the community. And then we have some just for fun quests, like find a bird that's mostly red, or find a bird after sunset for a nocturnal bird like an owl. Find 10 or 30 or 50 birds in a single day. So there's a bunch of fun challenges, and that's kind of how you can level up. So pay attention to those as you're going along. Share what's working with you for you online with everybody else. And I think that is about everything that I wanted to share. Oh, one more thing I'll show you. So we also have those tools. So we got the habitat guide. I also have some information about bird feeders. These QR codes are throughout the book. Right now, they aren't currently going anywhere, but in the very near future, you'll be able to scan them and you'll see more recommendations and some links on how you can buy them or get them. Same with some field guides for Utah. I have some apps. I definitely recommend you download Merlin immediately, and I'll do another video on how to use that app, but it is super helpful. It's probably the main reason why I got into birding, is because that app exists and it just made it so friendly and easy for me to know what I was seeing. I also have information on cameras and binoculars. You'll at least want to get a pair of binoculars so that you can see what you're seeing. And yeah, that's some of those tools again that are in the back. And I just really hope that you enjoy the book as much as I have enjoyed making it. So thanks again for being part of this, and I will talk to you next time.